Okay, Dope Walker origin stories.
I have known the majority of the members of Dope Walker for way more than half my life.
First time I met Beak was the first day of 7th grade. And he was wearing a Pavement shirt, and I was wearing a Sonic Youth shirt. Started a band together in 8th grade called Plastic Constellations.
The Plastic Constellations were that band that you initially hated because they were younger than you, they were better than you. But then you finally meet them and you're blown away with how nice and genuine they are, and that all goes out the window.
Plastic Constellations guys were introduced to us from a friend in the Twin Cities, Nick Thompson.
My first band, the Plastic Constellations, played what I believe was like a punk rock show in like a arboretum.
The Botanical Center, where they used to do a lot of shows, in rooms with linoleum floors and no soundproofing and a PA that someone would wheel in.
Our band was down there playing a show.
And a couple members of the Vita Blue were at that show.
They were awesome. We immediately wanted to hang out with them.
We ate at a Perkins late night and we became best friends instantly.
And the instant I met Joel, it was like hanging out with somebody that I'd been friends with my entire life. He is hilarious, warm, and just instantly created like a community of people.
We conned them into thinking that we were funner and funnier than we actually were, and the con continues to this very day.
10 Grand, the Vita Blue were like the pinnacle of success for bands in the early 2000s. Getting to play a show with them, let alone hang out and party with them, was every band's goal. They had a magnetism, you just wanted to be around them.
They took us on our very first tour.
We had just graduated high school.
God bless my mom and dad, they let us use their Toyota Previa minivan.
I still have no idea why our parents let us do that or thought that was an okay idea.
We took it out east with Vita Blue.
I was on tour with Joel's band, opening up for them. They were called the Vita Blue.
The first night in Bloomington, Indiana.
That's where I met Aaron and Jeff, who were in a band called the Plastic Constellations.
And we had no idea they were bringing anybody else with them on the road.
And Will Whitmore was in the Vita Blue's van.
Just like Joel, within 5 minutes of meeting him, it felt like I'd known him forever. Super unique guy. Obviously had kind of like a southern twang and had a country thing going on, had a banjo.
Jeff and Aaron had a guitar style that almost sounded like one guitar sometimes. And I remember being struck by how sophisticated their sound was for them being so young.
And seemed to know a lot about like farming and shit. On the flip side, could like name every obscure punk band ever and every obscure rapper.
And also, if I remember right, he had a tiny suitcase.
Tiny little suitcase.
His belongings were one toothbrush, one mason jar full of moonshine, and then he had his banjo. And then one extra shirt, of course.
So he was really well prepared.
And I had brought a little jar of moonshine, and I had it in my suitcase, and I didn't have the lid on tightly enough.
The bottle of moonshine opened up in the van.
So all my clothes smelled like moonshine.
His shirt and his toothbrush were ruined, so he just had the banjo.
I don't know how they felt about that, if they thought I was a hick.
Will is obviously one of the most successful solo musicians in the state. I didn't really know him that well at the time, and I got a call asking if I could play drums on one of his upcoming albums. And my calendar was jam-packed with things I had to do. And of course I said, yeah, I'm free, and canceled everything that I had to do just so I could have a chance to hang with him and play some drums.
I don't remember the exact first day I met Mikey, but it was definitely at Gabe's in Iowa City, and we were definitely probably drinking alcohol.
And Mikey was playing with Brian Jones.
He has this like drummer magnetism that I can't not watch him when he's playing.
And then I've become much better friends with him. We wanted Mikey to come in and play some drums, and we wouldn't let him leave without joining the band.
We've all stayed friends since those days, and the idea to get this band together, I was on board with right away.
I've always viewed these guys and their bands as the top, in the highest regard. This isn't something you turn down. You are 100% on board when these guys ask you to do something.
Honestly, Dope Walker came about primarily due to a lot of dedication and salesmanship from Joel Anderson.
I think he was the fuel and the match to actually get this thing off the ground.
In the last few years, personally, I found my favorite way to continue to scratch the itch of creating new music has been to play with songwriters. I'm not a songwriter.
He first pitched this idea about 2 years ago, and I think we all were like, hell yeah, that sounds awesome. On the flip side, I was also like, are we gonna have time to do this? I mean, half these dudes live in Iowa, half of us live in Minnesota.
Life really happens hard, and you know, I don't think I ever expected it to be more than hopes and wishes that probably were gonna get diverted.
But Joel just kept at it, man. He had us take a little bite at a time, encouraged us to send out demos, keep things moving, scheduled sessions for us, and next thing you know, we have a project.
And a huge part of how this all worked was because our great friend Luke TYTE started his own recording studio right outside Iowa City. Huge shouts to Flat Black Studios. Like this record wouldn't happen, this band wouldn't be a band without that.
The recording process started with everybody just sharing demos.
We just started kind of chipping away, saying, all right, well, let's demo this, or let's lay this down, let's find a BPM, let's find a key.
So we collaborated long distance for a little while, and then when we all got together in the studio, it just really came together quickly because all these guys are really good at what they do.
And we went in there over the course of a couple different weekends, you know, spread out over some time, and really just kind of like wrote the rest of the songs together in the studio. There's some pretty cool moments.
Coming full circle where I hadn't played an electric guitar in like 10 years. And I got to like flex those muscles again and feel that muscle memory come back, and also integrate kind of the stuff that I've been using for the last 10, 20 years outside of rock music.
I don't play bass as my main instrument normally, although I play bass in a couple of other bands, but it's not my main thing. But I wanted to step outside of my comfort zone and do something different.
And then to see everyone come to the table with something like this is a true collaboration from the ground up.
The process was so relaxed, and I think that's why it sounds so fresh and so new is there wasn't these high expectations. It was just, let's make some good music.
The end result I'm really, really happy with. It was just a real pleasure to see it all come together, and all these guys are so good at what they do that it just was pretty effortless.
I'm super excited about it. I like that we didn't overthink it. I like that it's just the product of a couple old friends putting something together without trying to put it into a box or a genre or a marketing plan, really.
We pushed ourselves, but I don't think we spun ourselves out, and the result is what you hear. It's 10 songs that I'm really proud of.
And honestly, I mean, it sounds so good. I don't know what my expectations were. I mean, we were just gonna get together and write some music and see what happens, but it completely exceeded all expectations, and I really think people are gonna like this project.
Just having that like freedom and being surrounded by like friends and just being accepted is like, that never gets old. It all comes together. It's a beautiful thing.
So I'm proud to be a part of it, and I'm proud that they even let me come in on it.
It's come about organically, and that is extremely gratifying and fun to share with people you truly care about, and people who blow you away with their musicianship and their beauty as human beings that you want to just spend time with.
It's just organic, and I'm happy it exists.
If you could have told 21-year-old Mike that he would eventually someday be in a band with Will, Joel, Jeff, and Aaron, 21-year-old Mike would have laughed in your face. Honestly, a total dream come true for me to be a part of this project.
Dope Walker is a beautiful thing, and I'm so happy to call myself a member of this band. It feels really good. We might be old, but we're kind of awesome.